Yeah. Ay. Xavi. Huh.
Being off the high, got me living long.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. Hip Hop Mike here, live from Long Island with one of my favorite guys who's visiting for a few days. I know he might look like he's been through it, but he's been in the studio nonstop. He has a baby on the way and a project that is just going crazy. I don't know how he does it all, but young Xavi is here.
Hey, young Xavi, man. Blessed to be here, man. Appreciate the time and just being able to come back. I know we had a first interview that kind of went a little haywire, but I'm glad I'm back and we're able to do it again.
Oh my gosh. Well, first thing first, F my guy who messed up this file. I mean, I love him to death, but we did an interview back in, what, June?
Yeah, I think it was June.
And it was kind of early on. It was like the day after the project came out, and you know, we chopped it up, and then the file was corrupt. I was like trying to scrap it together and waiting for you to come back to New York so we could do it properly.
Man, that was like my best interview too. I couldn't believe that shit. I was like, man, I nailed that shit. That shit was so fire. And then like a couple days later, you're like, man, the file was corrupt. I was like, of course.
I'm sorry. Oh,
it's all good though. We just gotta nail it again.
You think it's your luck? It's actually my luck.
True.
I'll say this though, I am somebody who tries to like outdo my previous self. Like I don't look at competition, like I compete with myself.
Hell yeah.
And I think people are gonna get a lot out of this one because I mean you've done some stuff in the couple of months since we last seen each other.
It's been a crazy trip, you know, especially like kind of taking a good break from the music stuff and taking time for family and everything. I didn't really know all the stuff that kind of came with, you know, having a baby and just getting everything ready, from, you know, just getting a bassinet for him to all the clothes to, you know, all the little kind of trinkets, the toys and play sets and everything that's kind of needed for that. And of course, like, you know, I wanted to start up a trust fund for him and, you know, like a college fund and a career fund and just, you know, get everything kind of ready for him. So like, you know, he has, you know, options when he's older too. I just want to get everything right.
Well, I feel like, you know, even though there's a lot going on, I'm sure you can be stressed out at times.
Oh, yeah.
The universe has been prepared you for this. I mean, the last time we spoke, you were talking about how growing up, you know, your mom kind of got you into so many different things, and it's like multitasking is almost in the DNA from being an artist to
for real.
You know, a boyfriend, a husband, everything. So I think if anybody's built for it, it's you, bro, and you're killing it.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I mean, honestly, it's crazy. I don't even feel nervous or like really concerned. I mean, I guess there is some stress, you know, and some worry that, you know, I want to make sure like everything's right. But I feel like that's how it is for, you know, every parent. They want to make sure that everything is there and there's like, you know, I guess like a security blanket for, you know, for everything.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I think the timing, I mean, when we met in June, it was like the real introduction to the industry and like taking kind of something that you've done on your own back in Cali and bringing it to New York and I mean, the globe expanding.
Right.
I mean, you're well over in a couple 100,000 streams right now on this most recent project. I know we spoke about certain records, but one of them really went crazy for you, did over 100,000 streams.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us what that experience been like of watching this grow from zero to the hundreds of thousands?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, to have it go on, make the cut of all songs, because, I mean, that song is really just talking about, like, wanting to really be a part of this industry, like, really making the cut and, like, kind of getting the numbers and setting myself apart, you know, in some aspect and kind of going from, you know, underground to a little bit above that. And, I mean, I feel like, you know, if you're going over 50,000 plays, that's, you know, you're getting yourself somewhere. And I appreciate my team just for helping me get to the place that I am today, because I wouldn't be there if it wasn't for them. So.
Well, I mean, not just that, bro, but I mean, last time you came to my studio, I'm at a spot you're working out of right now that has a lot of plaques on the walls.
Oh, I know. Yeah, Ruben, I mean, he's always been killing it. You know, I can't be more grateful enough to be able to work with a legend like him, you know.
For sure. I mean, big up to Ruben doing his thing. Let's take it back a little bit. I feel like we left New York, right? After this project release, you went back to Cali.
Yeah.
What was the movement like then? Because I know that was like right around when you kind of made it public that you had a baby coming.
Yeah.
Go into it, bro.
Yeah, so I mean, like there was actually a couple of different things that kind of like made me feel like I needed to take a break from the music for a second. My engineer passed away Christmas.
Wow. Oh
around
gosh.
Christmas time, and it's been pretty hard to make music it was hard to make music without him, because he was just such a main part of the team. Like, he mixed and kind of tracked me for every track that I did for my album. So it was just, it was really hard to kind of face the fact that he wasn't around anymore. So I just thought that, you know, with the baby coming in and just with that happening, it was kind of just a sign for me to take a step back and to, you know, kind of reevaluate maybe all the things that I might be missing in my career right now, besides just the music. And I definitely felt like there was certain lacks in motivation here and there just to get certain things done, especially on like the social media side. I felt like I was lacking, that I needed more training in that. Performance-wise too, and vocal training, I felt like I needed more. So I just kind of took my time just to focus on those things instead of making music. Finding like a social media kind of like guidance person, because I mean, I wasn't really into social media growing up. I was really into like sports and stuff, so I just was never really on the phone. I remember I have like one Instagram account, and then I had like another social media account for something else. I forgot what it was. It was like an old something, not like Snapchat, but something else.
Okay.
I totally forgot what it was. It was like some questionnaire kind of like a social media like like app. It was like like an old one from back in the day where you literally just like ask questions.
Oh, is it like
or somebody would ask you a question.
Quora or Quota or something?
Maybe something like that.
I think
like
I know
somebody
what
like
you're
asking
talking
you these. Yeah, people just like will send you questions and you respond to them and like.
Yeah. Jordan Peterson's always talking about it. Like,
really?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yeah, but that was like an old thing. I was just to kill time back in the day.
But it's a different type of social media. I feel like, because like when you're kind of doing things as an artist and like Instagram and Twitter are like the primary channels,
right,
you're kind of more like putting stuff out there as opposed to like having that actual communication, unless you're just going through comments.
Right.
And I know you're kind of dude too that, you know, you're so close with your girl and you're building this family and you have great relationships with like the circle, that to almost look outside of that could also, I'm sure, be a distraction when it comes to creating.
Definitely a distraction. I feel like, you know, especially when I was younger, I struggled with wanting everybody to like me. I'd always felt like I was always going group to group. You know, I never really stuck with anybody. And I realized, you know, like that just didn't create any true friendships. You know, I was trying to just please everybody and just be okay and cool with everybody when I shouldn't even be worried about all that shit. I should find people that are, you know, just cool with me being me, and that's it. But, you know, just I learned from that, especially going throughout middle school and high school, kind of dealing with that shit. And I mean, I transferred to a lot of different schools too, so I felt like that also had a little bit of an influence of, you know, me wanting to just always kind of have a bunch of friends, because I felt like, you know, I'd lose them eventually anyways.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I don't know.
I think like when it comes to stuff like that, you kind of figure out it's similar to the music. You know, in time, you could put a lot of things out there, whether it's personality traits or songs or albums, but it's really more of like you're putting a magnet out and seeing who's attracted to it.
Right.
And you never know if it's going to be, you know, this song, that song, or like, you know, fashion or whatever it is. You know, people click together for a lot of different reasons. On the personal tip, you know, you talk about evolving on the social media and like being able to kind of learn these things that are industry wise, but taking a step back from like being so public and locking in with the family. On a personal level, do you feel like some things changed as far as your perspective? Because it's a lot of traumatic stuff, a lot of big changes, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I definitely have a more independent mindset. You know, I got out. I mean, I was originally living with my mom, especially with everything going on in my career. I felt like it was wasn't really my time to get out the house yet.
Okay.
I just felt like it would be a good idea for me to really focus on my career at the time. But when I found out my girl was pregnant, just something told me that I had to get out the house, that I had to, you know, become more independent. And luckily, since, you know, my dad passed away, you know, we had a family vacation kind of home, because it was his old house over in the desert. So I moved back home.
Wow.
Yeah, back to the family vacation home, and been staying there ever since. Just you know, getting like my own kind of like, you know, bank account, debit card, credit cards and shit. Just kind of really getting everything like on my own, making sure, you know, I can get groceries and shit and clean up after myself and just do all the normal shit that, you know, needs to be done.
I saw you mention your father when you got this Bentley. Is that what was that all about?
Oh yeah,
Because
okay.
I was very confused.
So
I'm like, we did an interview and this guy got a Bentley a week later.
so what happened with this whole Bentley thing? Actually, it's a pretty wild story. My mom actually has the same car, like the
Okay.
black edition, just like fully blacked out.
Big body.
Yeah, it's fucking nice. And the first day that she got the car, she took us, my girl and I, to dinner in it and everything. We all had Italian cuisine. It was really dope. And on the way back, I asked my mom if I could drive it.
All right.
She's like, yeah, I'll let you drive it. And I was driving home, and literally on the last slide up to the house, it was a green turn arrow. It was real easy to kind of go through, but there's a little dip that you have to go up through, like to go up the hill.
Okay.
And I was taking the turn, and I was going right to the dip. I slowed down a little bit because the car is slow, so you have to take it at a little angle. And this lady on the other side of the street was speeding, came around the corner, went right through the red light, and she hit the car. First day we got it, man. Not even no insurance, nothing, man. And it was.
Oh my gosh.
But the crazy thing is, the lady was going at least like 50 miles an hour, and my girl was right next to me.
Yeah.
And she's full on
she
pregnant.
got a baby
man.
coming.
Yeah, dude, and she hit that right side, that front right side, right where she was, and the car didn't even budge.
It's a big body Bentley.
Dude, it took it like a fucking tank. It literally just like.
Gosh.
Didn't even skirt over. Just like the whole car just kind of like did a little wiggle.
You just felt like, you hear the impact, but you look, it's like, okay, what really happened
but
here?
then the other car, dude, she fucking hit and spun out and like.
Was she all right?
Yeah, it was like just two older ladies.
Wow.
Just they barely could speak English, just spoke Spanish, like saying that the light was green, but all the rest of the cars that were on the other side, they were all stopped, and they checked the cameras and everything, and it was a red light for sure.
So what are you dealing with now? Because I had a similar thing. I had somebody T-bone me last week.
What happened was that like literally my mindset on that shit, because I mean I have two cars. I have a BMW M3 and I have the Cadillac Escalade.
Okay.
And I mean I drive my girl around the BMW a lot. I love that car. And what flashed in my mind was like, if that was my Beamer,
thank God.
that shit would have been tanked. Shit. So like, I literally traded my Beamer in and I got that Bentley. That's literally how that shit went. I was like, man, I'm gonna give myself a fucking tank. So I used the Bentley as a down payment. I didn't even buy the car. I have it as a lease right now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's super cool because also I'm able to build credit with it too, since I don't have a lot of credit built up. But
what was the tie to your dad? Like I saw in the caption.
Oh yeah, so my dad, he purchased a lot of his cars from that dealership.
Okay.
Like they all know him.
So
like,
you came
real
in.
well. So like I came in and they were super cool with me, and it was kind of cool, kind of building back that relationship, almost, working with, or not really working with, but like talking to and dealing with the same people that my dad dealt with. So
no, it's awesome, and they get to see you come in and like
and it was all family, you know what I mean? They were so cool. They helped me get the best deal, and just really made it an easy and fun process for me.
That's dope.
So,
I need the new address. I'm gonna send you baby on board sticker.
Sounds good, man. I got you.
What are you gonna name the baby?
Actually, I'm gonna start on the legacy, man. Xavier Carlisle High Hope II.
All right,
So,
fire.
Young Javi Jr.
Young Javi.
Young Javi Jr.
Or
man.
Lil Javi.
Lil Javi. Oh shit.
That's sick, bro. So, I mean, it sounds like a lot of crazy shit's been going on, but I mean, I think it's adding to the music. Like, I heard a record you cut yesterday. I mean, you're working with some great writers, some great producers.
Yeah, Ruben's been pulling the stops for me, man. Like, just out of nowhere, he kind of just had this idea to work with Josh X and one of his artists that he's bringing up. Because my kind of goal this year, especially since I did my first album, was to really kind of expand on working with other artists and like go more and so to the feature side of things. Cause my first album I only had like 2 or 3 features, so I was more so trying to just get a feel for myself and gain confidence in my voice and everything. And now I feel like I have that confidence. I know what I want to do, for whatever track that is kind of given to me. I just feel like I'm in the right place to work with whoever's down to work with me. So
for sure,
yeah, it's been cool.
These guys are responsible for some big records, bro.
Oh,
and
I know.
Some big talent. And I gotta say, in hearing that record, I think even in the short time we've known each other, you've evolved as an artist to have a lot of different styles and flows.
I definitely can say like, I mean, I'm just kind of the type of person. I mean, I don't know how it is for most artists, but I feel like, you know, for anybody who is really open-minded and is really like, you know, ready to learn and is not kind of closed-minded to where they think they know everything already. When you're kind of surrounded by people that are just so talented and amazing, you kind of brought up to that level almost,
Yeah.
you know, like unintentionally, like the hype and them kind of just help and guide you and direct you and like, hey, maybe you should try this, maybe you should try that. It all elevates you to bring you up to that level that they're on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think there's a couple of ways you could be a product of your environment, and I think you've mentioned a few. I mean, the social media for sure, because I think what you consume is also gonna, you know, pay towards what you put out. Like I've been off Instagram the last maybe just couple of days, and I have another page that's like all positive stuff and like stock tips and things that I think are more, you know, beneficial to me evolving and growing. And it's just like when I wake up and I look at that Instagram, like I feel a little bit better than when I wake up and I look at the other one and it's like, oh, Kardashian and Travis Barker are getting
Right.
it. It's great. Which kind of like it consumes you, you know?
Yeah.
And I think for everything that you've been through, to have, you know, a good support system to not necessarily take you away, but help you kind of adapt and, you know, express these things in a healthy way and put it into the music, it's just helping you level up as an artist too.
Right. And I feel like, you know, especially with the social media stuff, is just doing it properly, you know what I mean, and doing it consistently. I just haven't had the, I guess the most time or the, I guess mindset to really get into all that shit right now. Because I mean, I don't have I feel like I don't have like a full grasp of it. I've been kind of like just going off of what people are saying here and there, but I feel like the content can be a lot better if we really kind of dove into it and kind of formulated more of a plan than me just kind of coming up with stuff on the fly, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's balancing the two. You know,
Yeah.
like for sure you want to always have a plan, but you also, you know, you've learned, you said it, that you express yourself the best when you kind of just do things the way that you feel is natural.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I mean, my bad. I felt like I should have explained it better. For the social media stuff, it's like, for me, I felt the main problem was, you know, whenever, even if I did have content, was how am I going to put it out? And I would stress myself kind of over that shit because I don't know, I used to kind of just being comfortable with, you know, putting out whatever.
Just like dump it out.
Yeah, just dump it out. Just do it. I always kind of like the person like formulate a plan, perfectionist, whatever you want to call it. Like I want it to look and kind of be seen in a type of as you're seen in a type of way. But I feel like a lot of the times people look at that like social media, they might have seen it as maybe like or my caption was like too long, you know what I mean? Or it was
got
like,
you, yeah.
You know, or how I formatted it is not up to Instagram
And the
standards, you know, it
algorithm
doesn't look like a artist page, you know what I mean? Just I wanted to do what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Well, I mean, ultimately, I think it comes down to our people tuning in and is it growing on the organic scale. And I mean, we see it with your streams and everything, you know, you put out a record, it's clearly going up and people are receiving it in a way where they're listening again and again and again. So, I mean, it's working, bro.
Right.
I think the bigger concern is what the fuck do you do in the times that you're not working or dealing with being like a father soon and moving and...
Well, I feel like a lot. I mean, especially right now.
Do you take a day? Like
it hasn't even been like a day, man. I feel like for the past couple months, it's been like a big break.
Okay.
You know, even though I've had to deal with all that, you know, just getting everything together, and I've had a lot of help from like, you know, just family and friends, especially like, you know, setting up registries and everything for the baby. Just getting plenty of, you know, gifts like baby stuff, you know, coming in.
Yeah.
My mom set up a whole baby shower and everything. It was a really fun experience over in LA that we all went out to. That recently just happened maybe like not even a week ago.
It's crazy.
Before I came out here, it was October 9th.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. So like really recent.
Yeah, no, it was a crazy experience, man. My mom took us to like this crazy ass like Japanese tea house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it was really really nice, and the tea was fucking amazing. They had like little finger sandwiches and shit, you know.
That's
everybody
tight.
played like baby games and stuff. It was a real just like nice time, and everybody just like, you know, getting together, just seeing both our families kind of, you know, meet up.
No, I love it. Like, I follow your mom on Instagram because after the first day that we met, she told me about the cookies. And I follow her. She's got swag, bro. Your mom is like, she's hip to the shit.
Yeah,
sure.
my mom is, she's all into the social media stuff, man. She's, she likes to kind of be caught up to date with everything that's going on. So all day, man, she'd be sending me links of this and that going on, and I'm just like, fuck that shit.
Nah, but she's in the know.
She's in the know, definitely.
So what brought you back to New York this week? Is it just to do like some press, and what are you working on now?
So yeah, the main goal was just to work with Josh and one of his artists, and then of course, I wanted to come back here and do an interview with you. I know we were trying to see if maybe we could do it out in LA, but
for months,
yeah, I know that was gonna take a little bit longer, and I thought that maybe it would be better to kind of do things earlier than later when shit could possibly
when you're
happen.
up all night with a baby.
Yeah, for real. I just thought that it'd be a lot easier on everybody else and then for myself especially, just to have everything run a lot more smoothly. And I mean, we were able to set this up pretty fast. I think we were talking about doing this trip at the beginning of October.
Oh yeah? Yeah, they hit me and I was like, yeah, I'm free next week. Why not?
Yeah, it was literally like a quick ass trip. I was just telling them, I was like, hey, can I come out, around the 15th, 16th, and just like, let's just bust this shit out.
Yeah.
And I thought it'd be a lot easier, no baby issues. And I mean, we still had to deal with baby issues. There's always baby issues.
but no actual baby.
Yeah, coming out.
Yeah. That's
early
a whole
or
other
whatever.
thing.
Yeah, that's a whole other issue.
So I mean, the baby's coming really soon, and I know you're going back to Cali this week. What's the plan now? Because are you gonna like take some time off after the baby comes, or do you have anything planned to like keep people kind of held over so you can spend some time with your girl and the kid?
Well, I definitely have the whole like rest of my album still being like worked on, because the first part, or the album that I've released already, is part 1 of To Jonathan. I want to release like a whole kind of deluxe album of To Jonathan, where it's gonna be like a full 20-track album.
So you doubling down.
So yeah, I'm doubling down. I got all the music for it too. It's just getting it all mixed and mastered right now. So this is all kind of just extra stuff, extra singles, EPs,
Gotcha.
Whatever we're kind of filling with it. So I have plenty of content coming up, especially in the beginning of the year. I know we wanted to drop it, I think, second or third quarter of next year.
Okay.
But we'll probably be dropping some singles up until then. And we got some big fucking features coming on the way too.
Anything you can mention?
Yeah. Because I mean, it's already kind of going through. I know we're working with his management and everything right now, and we're working on a contract. But got Low Key coming on with a bottle.
That's sick.
Yeah. So it's gonna be.
Oh man,
it's gonna be my big break.
How did you guys like end up connecting? Did he send the verse? Or did you go to Atlanta?
That's all Ruben, man.
Okay.
Ruben knows his management.
He knows how to connect all of that.
Yeah, he knows how to connect the dots. He gave me actually a list of artists that he gave me the choice. He was like, hey, I know a list of artists that we could potentially work with, and I know all their management. Just let me know which one you think would be the best for With a Bottle.
That's sick.
And I went through the list and really took my time to kind of listen to every artist and just see like which one would not even just really sound the best, but what would give it the nicest contrast and
what feels right.
Yeah, and what would give it the best vibe and what would potentially match the vibe. And I feel like with Low Key, I mean, he has that kind of higher melodic vocals to begin with. You know what I mean? But he sounds completely different than I do. Even though I have the high melodic vocals too, it's still that same vibe. Yeah. So I just felt like that was the perfect match right there.
Well, I think it also helps you kick a door open in Atlanta.
Oh, for real. I mean, even just because Buddha Bless did that track too. So it's just like from production to, now having a huge feature artist that's all from there.
Fire. And it stretches
whoever
the sound.
from Atlanta is not going to like that track.
No cap.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's ill too, because even just seeing you out here, like you sent the address and I'm like, oh, he's in Long Island by me. And like a lot of times with artists, when they're like, oh, can you come meet me at the studio? It's like the same studios, like they're at Quad or at Penthouse and they're working with like their guys. And I came here and, was like, oh my God, this is like, there's a lot of hits that come out of this place, but it is kind of removed and fresh air. We're about an hour from the city. And I think the fact that you're working like this environment and not like such a stressful, real New York City gritty environment, but just making it about the music and the feelings, this is a place I think that you could free your mind and really create.
100%, man. This whole room is like a spaceship.
Yeah, this is crazy. I didn't even know anything like this was here.
Yeah, so this is actually a whole studio that Josh put together just recently. I'm actually the first, Uno and I were the first artists ever recording here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he just built this. And I think he threw down like $400,000 into this studio.
I mean, you could tell.
Killed this shit. Yeah, he killed this shit, man. It's a whole nother trip. And once he had like all the lighting down and shit, and like all the walls changed to different colors. Like you can change it to whatever color you want, or have it like kind of change, and it's a whole trip.
I'm so used to seeing artists that they're just like taking pictures of the city and this and that, and then I hear the music and I'm like, damn, they weren't even working. Like, I could definitely tell from just the one record you cut in the few days you've been here. That
we actually cut 3 records yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so what number was that?
That was the second one.
Okay, so in between.
Yeah. So, I mean, the night before, because I came in the morning. I literally flew all night Saturday from 6. I was in.
Oh, so you took the red eye.
Yeah, I took the red eye from 6 p.m. and I got here at 9 a.m.
Okay.
And no sleep, just fucking straight into working.
Straight to it.
Yeah, and we worked all day, and we had like I think it was like almost all the way done, and then we finished that up the next day.
Wow.
And then did the next track, and then did another track.
And then now you sit with me, you have somebody else coming to do another interview, more press.
Yes.
And then I know he said Josh coming back 3:30, you're going to start recording.
Yeah, we're going to start recording on another track.
So my question is, when are you going to get some sleep? If at all.
After all that.
Because I know you're running home, and then you're right back to helping with the baby. And
yeah. I mean, I feel like it might sound a lot more hectic than it seems, but I mean, more so, if anything, I'm just taking care of Audra, my girl, just making sure she's eating. We're both, drinking plenty of water. And then, I'm just making sure that we're in a clean environment,
Yeah. Well, it's interesting, I think, too, because, again, I mean, we started talking in the very beginning of this interview about you being, like, a multitasker. Mm-hmm. And right now you're multitasking, like, so many things that I think hold a lot of weight. And I feel like as the records start rolling out, your baby comes, things start settling down, that multitasking without so much weight, the way that things are going to just propel.
Right.
I mean, you're setting yourself up to really be able to actually do the job that a lot of people might need 2 or 3 people to do, and actually have some fun with it, because a lot of the stressful things are seeming to move into the past,
Definitely, yeah. And I'm kind of just I'm going through all those things right now, and it really is preparing me to just kind of like, yeah, this is just normal shit,
Yeah, well, I mean, figure by the time, because I'm definitely going to be in LA early next year, but by the time I get there, you're going to be new dad and a new house, new family, new music, like so many things that are fresh that I think it's a great foundation for things to really blast off moving into 2022.
Definitely can agree with that. I mean, I couldn't be more excited to see how it all plays out, you know what I mean? I'm not even really, I know there's going to be definitely bumps along the way. It's not going to be a perfect path to victory, but it's gonna be a cool one. I definitely am excited to learn and to just be the father that I've always kind of wanted to have in my life. What I mean? I felt like that was the biggest thing for me. Especially not having a dad, always wanted to kind of find a father figure. But now that's kind of like it's not the concern anymore. I get to be that dad. I get to be the father figure that I wanted to be. So,
nah, I feel like you won't be stressed again until he's going to the dealership to buy Bentley.
I know, right?
Yeah, bro. I know you got mad shit today. I definitely hope it goes smoother than this morning went. And, bro, you already know, like, it's all love, man. I'm super proud of you even doing so much in this short amount of time. So great things are for real coming, and I think victory's on the way.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate that. Definitely victory's on the way.
My brother. Well, let them know how they can keep up with everything, and then when is this project coming? When's the deluxe?
So the deluxe should be coming. I mean, we haven't had a date kind of set. I know we were originally trying to do it around when my baby was going to be born.
Okay. I'm sorry for asking, Ruben.
Yeah, no, but I know like.
Why would you ask?
I know like everything's kind of going a little bit slower, especially with everything kind of going on with the vaccinations and everything. It's just making things a lot slower. So I think we're probably going to push it to probably the beginning of the second quarter.
Okay.
Whenever that is. I don't know the exact months for that.
It's 2022.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's cool because I think too, with the way things have been in the music industry since like, COVID became a thing and the pandemic and, that executive vacation that used to be like late November, December is like November, December, January, almost February now. So, I mean, the music industry's been kind of picking up, but who knows what the winter has to bring, and like touring's been all over, so I think take your time, bro, and Ruben definitely is a pro and knows the vibes and what he's doing.
Exactly, so that's why I'm not even questioning it, you know what I mean, just I let my team really kind of handle that, and I just focus on my job, which is just, the music and getting everything done on my side, so.
Run it up, bro.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Oh, yeah,
all right,
know what it is.
So, yeah, if you guys want to follow me, I'm on all social media platforms at The Real Young Xavi. I'm on all streaming platforms as well, Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud. You can find me on Pandora Radio as well. Make sure to check me out. Thank you so much again. Y'all have a good day.
And for the real supporters, I don't know, I'll see if it's okay with management, but we'll put the registry in the comments and send this guy and his girl something.
Oh yeah, if you guys want to, I also have a website as well. We're doing a lot of changes to the website right now too, with the merch website and everything. I'm pretty sure it's back up again and rolling smoothly, but it's at therealyoungxavi.com for y'all to check it out. New merch is going to be coming out soon, so, I mean, give me like a month or two and we'll have new designs and shit. It's going to be popping.
Go get your baby bibs.
Yeah, go get your baby, Young Xavi baby bibs.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Of course,
always.
thank you, bro. Appreciate
Love.
it. All right.